Good evening and welcome here to Kenny Touring on Bucknell University's campus for the Friday portion of the East Coast Athletic Conference Open Championship. Of course, in central Pennsylvania, more specifically Lewisburg, we welcome you in for our entire crew here at Kenny Auditorium. And of course, we had the prelims earlier on today, and we will start with the 200-yard freestyle relay. For the Bearcats in lane 1, it'll be Alexander, Leal, Chen, Chavez. For Iona in lane 2, it'll be Mary Grace Waring, Haley Baker, Mordaunt, Kennedy. For Fairfield in lane 3, Bowman, Bartholomew, Smerchiniak, Padalano, Andrew, Maxey, Fraga, Fleming. For Navy, Bruin, Walsh, Jones, and Riebling. For Bucknell in lane 6, Klingensmith, Santino, Halsley, Joslin, Talia, Bugle. As we get ready here, as the second swimmers into the pool for each team, breaking there is Navy, the A team, in place number 1 here in heat number 1, and second is Bucknell in lane 6. Going into the pool for Navy is Alana Maxey. For Bucknell, Ashley Piacentino. Just finding out they're still close to one another here in lane 4 for Navy, still out in front by about a half body length right now as we head to the third swimmer. For Navy, it'll be Valentina Fraga. For Bucknell, Jocelyn Halsey coming out second that time. Still the Bucknell 18, Loyola in third currently in the 5 lane with Gabby Jones heading into the pool. And in fourth is the Fairfield A with Sophia Smerchniak. As turning, and it's getting a little bit closer here between Navy, Loyola, and Bucknell. Looks like Loyola has taken second place here as the fourth swimmer's going to the pool. For Navy, it's Anna Fleming. For Loyola, it's Riley Riebling. And for Bucknell, it is going to be Talia Bugle. As it's going to come down to the end here as Loyola and Navy are bar for bar. It might come down to the turn. It was an excellent turn, and Loyola looks like they might have taken a lead coming out of the turn. In lane number 5, it's Riley Riebling getting to the wall first for the Loyola squad. Navy in second in lane 4, Bucknell A in third in lane 6. Fairfield in lane 4, lane 5, Loyola is 5th. So 1:32 is the record time, just north of that for Loyola at 1:33.62 here, the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships, and they get the win in heat number 1. As we head now here to heat number 2. Loyola with a big late comeback that time. Navy really had led it for pretty much until the final turn of the 200 free relay, as we're going to head to the men's 200 free relay now. It's just going to be 2 groups here. With the Merchant Marine Academy in lane 5. I believe it's Wickham in lane 6. Excuse me, lane 4. As starting off in lane number 4 is Noah Lowe. In lane number 5 is Tim Reedham. The prelim time of 1:30 in lane 4 and 1:33 in lane 5. As we head to our first turn, a little bit less chaotic now with only 2 teams in the pool right now. Of course, we'll have another heat of this coming up next as the second swimmers into the pool for each team. Andrew Clark in second, and Aiden Burke for the Merchant Marine Academy. As they get to the wall here. Of course, the record 1:19.36 here in this event, the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships. And it's official, Loyola was 1:33.62. So we're on to the third swimmer now for each side. It's Wedding in lane 4 and Bergstrom in lane 5. A nice turn there, efficient. Staying under the water for quite some time, almost halfway through the pool. Up in lane number 5 was Herdstrom. And now it's the final swimmer into the pool for each side. It's Rindeau for Wickham, and it's Oliver Cox for the Merchant Marine Academy. to get ready for heat number 2 coming up directly after this. The 200 free, it's all the same here. The Friday version of the finals here. The East Coast Athletic Conference Championship as getting to the wall first. It's Merchant Marine, time of 1:29.48. Just behind him at 1:31.45, I believe was the official time there. The other side in heat number 1. As now we head to heat 2, where it's going to be Walsh, Emerson, Pizer, and Hand of HU in lane 1. The Fairfield in lane 2 is going to be Rouse, Nath, Regan, and Ament. In Penn in lane 3, it'll be Armstrong, McGurk, Vince Segura, Jiang, Columbia in lane 4, it'll be Zhang, Dietz, Kong, Debochi. Lane 5 for Navy, it'll be Thompson, Kane, McKelvey, and Lamb. For lane 6 for Lola, it'll be Nurek, Hathaway, Covington, Coyle. In lane 7 for the Manhattan Jasper, it'll be Earhart, Brown, Haynes, and Carson. In lane 8 for the Bearcats will be Boyarski, Vasilkov, Feinskers, and Vasquez. The best time in this, of course, going to be in lane 4. This will be lane 3 with Penn with the 1:21.13 earlier today. The first swimmer into the pool for each team, it'll be Walsh for HU, Rouse for Fairfield, Armstrong for Penn, for Columbia, Zhang, for Navy, Thompson, for Loyola, Nurek, for Manhattan, Earhart, for the Bearcats, Boyarski. And the turn there, and the early lead in lane number 5 for Loyola here as they get to the wall. Excuse me, it's Navy actually getting to the wall in lane 5 first with 19.94 was the split there. Now the second swimmer in for each one. It's Emerson in lane 1, Nath in lane 2, McGurk in lane 3, Dietz in lane 4, Kane in lane 5, Hathaway in lane 6, lane 7 it's Brown, in lane 8 it's Vassilkov. As we get back to the wall, third swimmer could be a potential violation there as Navy still up, 38.73 the split, as now heading into the third swimmer for Navy is going to be McKelvey. And Navy really just making easy work of it here so far as they head into the pool with their fourth swimmer, and it's going to be for Navy Luke Lamb as they are ahead far and above Penn, who's in second in lane 3, as it's Jiang up there, but he's got quite a lot of distance to make up. Navy absolutely running away with it. Here's the ECAC championship record is 1:19.36, and they get to the wall in 1:17.53. Of course, 1:20.75 for Columbia in second, Penn in third at 1:20.93, and fourth Fairfield in lane 2 at 1:21.82. So an excellent finish and a new record for the East Coast Athletic Conference here for the U.S. Navy A team in the 200 free relay at 1:17.53. What a run there by the U.S. Naval Academy. A win for the women against Navy of Loyola in the 200 free to start the proceedings on the women's 200 free relay. We had a short heat 1, and then in heat 2 it was all Navy as Loyola are the East Coast Athletic Conference champions for the 200 free relay. And of course, it'll be Navy crowned the champions here in just a moment as well for the men's side of things. So we head next to the women's 500 free, of course. Women's 500 free will incorporate 2 heats. The B heat will be heat 1, which will be Brett Benner in lane 1 of Loyola, Klingon Smith in lane 2 of Bucknell, Yang in lane 3 of Navy, Capinetti in lane 4 of Loyola, lane 5, Sires of Navy, in lane 6, Berganti of Bucknell, lane 7, Isabella Valley of Rutgers, and in lane 8, it'll be Haley Reese of America. That's heat 1, the B heat, of course, in the women's 500-yard freestyle, which is upcoming, as looks like we are going to crown some winners over here, some champions here in day 1 of the ECAC Open Championship here, Spring Open. This is the first time it's been held here at Bucknell University. Kitty Natatorium, of course, some history here. The NCAA Water Polo Championships day of 2004, I believe it was. Maybe it was 03. He's heading up to the third place podium. Bucknell, the team of Klingensmith, Santino, Halsey, Bugle. Heading into second place, the Navy A side. Georgia Andrew, Alana Maxey, Valentina Fraga, and Anna Fleming. And of course, the winners, not breaking any times, but pretty darn close for the ECAC champion, Loyola Greyhounds. They get first place, they get the hardware to bring back home as they gotta find a way to sneak up there into the podium. It's a pretty long walk up there to the top, so to speak, if you're Loyola and the Greyhounds, as swimmers in the pool getting ready for our next event, of course, in the 500-yard freestyle. The Navy, I believe, just finished north of an NCAA qualifying time, which is 1:16:23. We'll get the official numbers here in just a little bit. I'll see if I can pull it up on the Meet mobile app if you're following along at home. It's a pretty slick little app. Nonetheless, Loyola, the champions in the women's 200 free. Now, during this time, we'll also take our time here in a second to crown the men as well. It was a big win for Navy, setting a new East Coast Athletic Conference record. But in third place, Columbia, the Lions, in lane number 4, getting a bronze here at the East Coast Athletic Conference Championship meet.
Finishing in second place this evening, 1:20.75.
Excuse me, Columbia was second, Penn was third, that's right. Columbia mounted a late comeback. For Penn, it was the team of Armstrong, McGurk, Vinciguerra, and Jiang. For Columbia, it was Zhang, Dietz, Kong, and Abochi. And of course, the winning team for Navy was Thompson, Kane, McKelvey, and Lamb. We'll hear from them in a bit here. The U.S. Naval Academy, the midshipmen, dominant victory. 1:17, just over NCAA qualifying time. Will be a Bucknell pool record, it looks like, as well, with that time of 1:17. The former Bucknell pool record was 1:18:30, set by Delaware back on the 21st of November in 2025. Earlier this season in the fall portion of the swim season, but Navy now taking that title away from Delaware with an excellent time just north of the NCAA qualifying times. We said we'll head next to the women's 500-yard freestyle where we're getting ready. That'll go on here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break here from the pool at Kinney Auditorium. Loyola and Navy champions thus far. you back here to the pool deck at Kenny Auditorium. We head to the heat number 1, the B final of the women's 500-yard freestyle. The breadbinner in lane 1 for Loyola, lane 2 for Bucknell, Quillen-Smith, Yang for Navy in lane 3, Campanetti in lane 4 for Loyola, who's 2 seconds lower than any other qualifying prelim time. Lane Sayers for Navy in lane 5, and Briganti of Bucknell in lane 6. Isabella Ballet in lane 7 for Rutgers, and lane 8 Haley Reese. Keep you following along on the action here. As the swimmers getting ready to take their positions here. Qualifying time here for the NCAA's. The women's 500 free is time of 4:43.70. Of course, the Bucknell pool record is a pretty amazing time set by Smith. No first name, set back in 2013 at 4:36.41. The ECAC time is 4:44.86. Might get that in heat number 2. 4:44.91, the Harvard swimmer, Carolina Dare, excuse me. But in heat number 1, the favorite will be in lane 4 for Loyola, Campanetti. Lane 5 for Navy, Sayers will theoretically be her best competition, but Yang's just behind her, her Navy teammate. And into the pool they go. Set in lane 1, Brett Benner of Loyola down here at the near side, for those of you watching at home. In lane 2, Klingon-Smith, so it's from near to far. Klingon-Smith in lane 2, Yang in lane 3, Campanetti in lane 4. Sayers in lane 5, Briganti in lane 6, Ballet in lane 7, and Reese in lane 8 at the top side of our screen. Campanetti is out in front by 9/10 of a second here. Sayers in second, up in third is Brett Benner of Loyola, actually. Coming out a little hot here. Reese down in lane number 8, excuse me, up in lane number 8 as well. So we're in the event number 5 if you're following along at home. 56th 100 split there for Campanetti, still in first, Sayers still in second. Klingon-Smith moved into third momentarily. 5 paces in. 5 lengths in, I should say. Still in lane 4, Campanetti by a nose over Sayers of Navy, who's cut that lead down to 12/10 of a second, but Reese still in third for American down in lane 3. The fourth is Briganti of Bucknell. Brett Benner now down to 5th in lane 1. Klingon-Smith in 7th, Yang in 8th as we head back for our 7th length here as they go back to touch for 8. As we said, the initial winners in the 200 free relay, Navy to go along with. Of course, Loyola and the women, Navy and the men. The men setting a new standard for the East Coast Athletic Conference. Still in nose and nose, looks like taking a slight lead is actually Sayers in lane 5. Loyola's Campanetti giving way. She's about almost a full second now behind Sayers. Briganti of Bucknell has moved into third place pretty comfortably. And fourth is Brett Benner again. She's moved her way back from 7th place. So Loyola's got 2 in the top 5. Bucknell in third. Navy is in first currently, and Yang is starting to add to her advantage here. just touched for 11, or we just touched for 12. Now we're heading back down for 13. Still in first, Sires of Navy now by about a second and a half. Capinetti in second, Briganti still holding on to third, Yang in fourth, Brett Benner in fifth. So it's following along with some of the preliminary times here. Of course, except for the Navy swimmer, Sires in lane 5. Sires touching the wall first by nearly 3 full seconds. It is 3 full seconds for Sires over Capinetti right now. She is knifing her way through the water currently and is way out in front, just a body length and a half. Still Sires in second, Briganti in third for Bucknell. Trying to get Bucknell another bronze after they got a bronze in the 200 free relay. At least a bronze in this heat, so to speak. Top 3. Wow, Sires running away with it now, 3:58.22. As we head back down, it'll be one more coming up for Sires after this, as she's touching so far out in front, no one even coming near. Still in second is Briganti, which would be Capinetti. Briganti of Bucknell appears to be in third, but it's a much closer race between second and third. Currently dying off of it is Capinetti as the bell is rung, as it's the final 50 here, and it's going to be Sires at 4:28.99. Smoking speed here. ECAC record is 4:44.86. NCAA qualifying time just south of that. 4:43.70. Sires not going to hit that, but she may break the 5-minute mark here if she can get to it quickly. Sires getting to the wall in 4:58.66 for first in heat number 1, the B heat. Sires is pumped up in the pool. Capinetti gets there at 5:04.29. Then Briganti in third at 5:04.55. Valet 5:04.67 in fourth. Klingensmith in fifth for Bucknell at 5:05.09. And sixth is Yang of Navy. Seventh, lane 1, Brett Benner, Reese in eighth. So a big win for Sires as she breaks the 5-minute mark. We head to heat number 2, the A final, where it'll be Tessa Feld in lane 1 of Bucknell, Toying Zhang of Penn in lane 2, Maggie Straley of Penn in lane 3, Caroline Dare of Harvard, the favorite. We potentially could see an NCAA qualifying time, maybe even an ECAC East Coast Athletic Conference record. We darn near did see one in the morning session, as Dare went 4:44.91. Caroline Canselma from Penn, 3 Penn swimmers in things, 4:55. That's her premium time. Dara Schuff of Lehigh, lane 6. Jennifer Bolden in lane 7 for Bucknell. And in lane 8, Allie Maloney of Navy. The second best time here. Could be another big win potentially if Dare runs her race, or swims her race, so to speak. Her 4:44.91 time is almost 11 seconds better than anybody else. We'll see her in lane number 4 for Harvard. Could be a one-horse race. See if anybody challenges to potentially get snatch the gold away from the heavy favorite in Caroline Dare. Dare gets to the wall in the first split, 25.84 in the first. Maloney of Navy up in lane number 8, second to 26.82. Schuff is in third through 2 lanes. Dare of Harvard, as we said, chasing the NCAA qualifying time for 4:40.70. About a second and a quarter off, as she's still in first at 53.88, her split. Through 100 yards. The next next event that we'll be carrying, of course, will be the men's 500 free, which will have 2 heats. Heat 1 will be the B, Heat 2 will be the A. And then we move to the women's 200-yard IM. There'll be 2 heats as well, a B and an A. Bucknell's Clara Renner, of course, potentially could be in for a great race there. She's seated second behind Penn's Olivia Safarikova, as it's still Dare out in front by a considerable margin here. As we said, it could be a one-horse type of race here for Dare, as she is gliding through the pool, wasting no movement as well on those turns. I mean, absolutely picture perfect, and not outpacing herself early on. She's 151.14 through 8 lengths of the pool as they head down for number 9. Other swimmers just getting to the turn, but it looks like it's lane number 5. Anselmo and Penn in second. And I think in third is also going to be in lane number 3, Straley, to 2022. Halfway through the women's 500 free. A blazing speed for Dare. If we continue that, we're easily going to see an NCAA qualifying time and a new East Coast Athletic Conference record. My goodness, every time I look up from my sheet, Dare is back down at the other end of the pool. 2:49.02. She hits first. She's in front of all of their swimmers. Zhang in second for Penn up in lane 2, and then Penn's also in third and fourth with Cancelmo in lane 5, and Straley in lane 3 and 4th. Schuff is in 5th right now in lane 6, and Bolden at Bucknell is in 7th in lane 7. Dare back to the wall. 3:18.20, 14 lengths in. That turn, she's wasted no movement, and she's driven herself all the way almost all the way. I mean, she's about almost 10 body lengths in front of the next nearest swimmer here in the pool at Auditorium here on the campus of Bucknell University. The East Coast Athletics Conference Championships is Harvard looking to get their first gold here. First place finish, and it looks to be all but over here for Dare. We just need to know what the damage is going to be, whose records are being broken potentially, and did she make that NCAA qualifying time? Dare coming back down. She's going to have quick up and back left. The bell is out. She touches the wall in. 4:17.05 is going to be a mad dash. It was a 29.50 on that split. It's going to be an absolute mad dash for Dare. Second is Zhang in lane 2 at 4:24.43, and 4:24.82 is Cancelmo. It's still 2, 3, and 4 for Penn. It's now 5 for Bolden of Bucknell as Dare. The 4:40 mark is right now, so she's not going to break any records here today, but she will hit the wall in 4:46.04. Coming in at second for Penn, it's going to be Cancelmo beating out Zhang in the last go of it. On the last length, Straley gets 4th for Penn, so they'll get 2, 3, and 4. 5th will be Maloney of Navy, 6th will be Bolden of Bucknell, 7th will be Feld of Bucknell, and 8th is McCauley of Lehigh. So, a winner there for Caroline Dare of Harvard. Doesn't quite hit her prelim time. She finishes in 4:46.04, but I don't think she's going to be complaining too much as we head to the next 500-yard free, which will be the B final to start. Nicola Ray, lane 1 for Iona, lane 2 for Loyola. Peter Weinstein. Lane 3 will be Ethan Zhang of Columbia. In lane 4, Casey Aten of Navy. In lane 5 will be Chase Garcia of Loyola. In lane 6 will be Christian McCauley of Lehigh. In lane 7 will be Sam Voss of Loyola. In lane 8 will be Timmy King of Loyola. So there'll be 4 Loyola swimmers out here. Lehigh, Navy, and Iona, Columbia also represented. The favorite in this side of things will be Casey Ayton. 4:34.97 split in lane 4 for Navy. Chase Garcia in lane 5 for Navy is at 4:36.30. He's getting to the wall first with 23.93. 50 is Zhang of Columbia. And second was A10 of Navy. Of course, as we said, you can go check the official results on the Meet mobile app after each individual race. Loyola winning the women's 200 free relay, Navy in second, Bucknell in third. It'll be, of course, the top 3 finishers in the men's 200 free. It went to Navy in a rout, Columbia and Penn. We have the 200-yard IM coming up next. Be 2 heats apiece for the men and the women. As into the wall first is Zhang of Columbia. In at first, A10 is in second. Macaulay of Lehigh is in third. And fourth is Weinstein right now. And Garcia is in fifth, rounding out that starting rotation here. In event number 6, the men's 500 free heat 1, the B final. Once again, it's Zhang for Columbia getting to the wall first, then A10. Macaulay, Weinstein in lane 2 down here on our near side. So Zhang, who coming in the prelims is 4:36.40, almost a full 2 seconds behind A10 of Navy. Zhang still in first as he gets to the, heading down for the 11th flank, and second is A10, and Macaulay is in third for Lehigh in sixth, looking to get a top 3, and fourth is Weinstein, and fifth is Garcia, and sixth in lane 8 is King. There's no one from Loyola really threatening here necessarily. They do have 4 swimmers here in this B final. So once again, it's Zhang on the near side. He's setting a blistering pace here. Second is still Ayton. Third is Macaulay, and fourth is Weinstein. But setting that blistering pace is the Columbia Lions swimmer, Mr. Zhang. Prelim time, as we said, 4:36.40, so looking to improve on that, certainly. He's still in first, second still at Ayton. Macaulay still third, still fourth for Weinstein. Still the same setup across the board, as it looks like Zhang at least 15 lengths into things here, excuse me, 16 lengths into things here. At 3:34.18 is putting on a show here in the B finals. It's nearly 10 lengths in front of the nearest swimmer, who is, of course, Ayton of Navy in lane 4. But Zhang really saving his best performance for this, trying to prove something as they head. It is the last up and back for Zhang as he hits it 4 minutes and 93 seconds even. That was a 26-second split, so he could be potentially taking off almost 10 seconds from his time if he maintains that split. He's gliding through the pool, knifing his way through. Easy money here for Zhang, it appears, as he's going to get to the wall. Just what's the time going to be? 4:26.80 he gets in at, which is nearly 10 seconds better than his prelims, which of course is probably going to be a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, what an improvement from the first session to the second. Ayton is in second with 4:34.60, and third is Macaulay at 4:35.08, and fourth is Weinstein at 4:41.78, and fifth is Voss, sixth for Loyola. King, as we now head to the A finals here for the 500-yard free. Once again, a bunch of Loyola swimmers here. Their distance swimmers are exceptional. They've got 4 more swimmers here in the A finals. The best prelim time, of course, will be in lane 4, George Ivaska, but it'll be Pierre Leroy in lane 1 for Loyola. In lane 2, it'll be Jake Greenleaf of Lehigh. In lane 3 will be Matthew Hughes of Loyola. George Ivaska will be in lane 4 for Navy. In lane 5 will be Hayden Bartz of Loyola. In lane 6, Cedric Brooking of Navy. In lane 7, Thomas Shakini of Loyola. And in lane 8, Andy Zhu of Penn. So, we head to the A finals. 4:26.53, the best prelim time. NCAA qualifying time, 4:18.07. It'll take a full 10-second improvement for anybody to make an NCAA qualifying time here, which we did just see, of course, in the B finals by Ethan Zhang, who ended up shaving 10 seconds off his time. As we said, from near side to far side in the A final of the men's 500 free, Pierre Leroy in lane 1, Jake Greenleaf in lane 2, Matthew Hughes in lane 3, George Ivaska in lane 4, Hayden Bartz in lane 5, Cedric Brooking in lane 6, Thomas Shakini in lane 7, and Andy Zhu in lane 8. As the leader, after the initial 50, is Hughes of Loyola at 24:13. In second is Brooking, in third is Ivaska. Fourth is Greenleaf down in lane 2, and Bartz in lane 5 for Loyola. It's a pretty close race here early on, of course. Probably going to be looking to break out from the pack a little bit later on in the proceedings here. Still in first is Hughes at 50:46. Ivaska is in second right now in lane 4 for Navy. There's no one really out dominating the pack currently. Navy getting a little bit closer here as Ivaska actually gets to the wall first. For the first time, he's leading the pack, although the Columbia, or excuse me, that is the Navy swimmer. The caps are throwing me off a bit, kind of similar to the Columbia logo. In lane 4, Ivaska is taking that lead now by about a half body length. In lane 3, Hughes is still chasing after him for Loyola. Head to the turn, it's still Ivaska leading the way for Navy. Second in lane 3, Loyola, 2 teammates are battling it out for second and third. Hughes actually gets to the wall first in lane 3. Bartz gets to the wall in lane 5 and third. It's 2:12.50 was that third place time, about 2:10 was the split. Ivaska. So he's still out in the lead, about a full body length now. About a full second out in the lead. He is a full second in the lead. First is lane 4, Ivaska. Loyola Bartz in lane 5 is second. Hughes in lane 3 is in third. He's given way. Greenleaf is in lane 4, down here in lane number 2. Head down for the 12th length in the pool, to the 14th length. 6 more up and back in the pool. Canadian Auditorium, the site here of the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships for the first time. And Bucknell hosting for the first time in their history as well. So Ivaska leading the way for the Naval Academy. Looks like it's going to be Bartz just edging out Hughes in lane 5 for second. Hughes is about half of a second behind him in lane 3. Then lane 4, still Greenleaf and Brooking for Navy in lane 5. He snuck his way up the leaderboard. Shakini in lane 7 is in 6th. Zoo in lane 8 is in 7th. And Leroy down here in lane number 1 is in 8th. As we head back down, the bell is about to be rung. Navascu gets to the wall at 4 minutes and 4 minutes 40. Next closest man is just less than a second. It's Barks in second, then Hughes in third. In fourth is Greenleaf, and fifth is Zoo. The final length of the pool here. Navascu driving his way, trying to finish this one out strong and beat out on his time of 4:26.53, which he had in the first prelim match, and he does. He's at 4:26.05, and second is Bartz at 4:27.16, and third is Hughes at 4:28.80. And fourth is Greenleaf at 4:30.80. Fifth is Leroy. Sixth is Zoo. Seventh is Shakini, and eighth is Brooking. So a time of 4:26.05. Does not get the NCAA time or the East Coast Athletic Conference record there, but it's still a pretty good swim, and beating out at his time from earlier today is the East Coast Athletic Conference champion in the 500 free, George Ivascu of the Naval Academy. Then it went Bartz and Hughes in some form, and then Greenleaf as well for Lehigh. As we'll head over and look at the award ceremony here for the women's 500 free. Starting in 8th place for Lehigh. Schuff of Lehigh, and then Tessa Feld gets a nice applause here from the Bucknell faithful. And 8th is Baldwin. Oh, excuse me, and 6th is Baldwin. I guess we're coming from 8th to 1st. Bolden, excuse me, of Bucknell. So Bucknell gets 2 on the podium. Now for Navy, we'll get a 5th place finish. Maggie Straley heading to the podium. 4th place. 3rd place will be the Bucknell Bison. Oh, excuse me, it'll be Zhang getting 3rd. I'm looking at the B heat. It'll be Rutoing Zhang of Penn. Another Penn finisher as well. Caroline Canselmo gets 2nd, and of course Caroline Dare is the ECAC champion. Time of 4:46 and change. Not quite hitting her NCAA qualifying time, but she does win the A finals and eventually the East Coast Athletic Conference championships. So Harvard has a champion here. We have the 200 IM next. 200-yard IM for the women next. Starting with the B finals, it'll be in lane 1 on the near side of things for you just joining us. McKenna O'Brien, then Jocelyn Halsey, Olivia Glazer. In lane 3, McGillis in lane 4. Lane 5, McGerald, and lane 6, Morawski. Lane 7, Bingley, and lane 8 will be McGrath. As we head to the men's side of things now for ceremony. Thomas Shishini gets 7th for Loyola. 6th place from Penn is Andrew Zhao. Pierre Leroy gets 6th for Loyola. Loyola's gonna have a lot of names here in this side of things. For Lehigh, Jake Greenleaf finishing at 4th. Hughes gets 3rd for Loyola. Step up onto the podium. First, of course, is going to be George Ivascu. Hayden Bartz of Loyola is in second. George Harbasky will be the East Coast Athletics Conference champion in the 500-yard freestyle for the men. He finished at 4:26.05, the official time, improving on his prelim time by about a half of a second in this race. As we said, next we go to the 200-yard individual medley. As they get ready in the pool for the 200 IM, it'll be O'Brien in lane 1 on the near side, Halsey in lane 2, Halsey of Bucknell in lane 2, Glazer in lane 3 of Fairfield, McGillis in lane 4 of Delaware. First time we've heard a Delaware swimmer in the pool. In lane 5 will be McGerald of Loyola. In lane 6 will be Morask of Penn. In lane 7, Bingley of Bucknell. In lane 8, McGrath of Loyola. There'll be a couple heavyweights going at it in the Heat 2A final. Olivia Safari Kova at the best time in 2:02.76. Clara Renner of Bucknell, sensational swimmer for the Bison. The second seed, just about a second behind her, and half of a second behind. Renner is Holiday of Penn. That's for the A finals to come. Into the pool. First, it looks like coming out on top, at least initially, will be Gerald in lane 4, McGerald in lane 5, McGillis in lane 4 was the top seeded time from the prelims by about 2 seconds. Getting to the wall first with the 50 miles of the breaststroke. Now we're into the backstroke. It's McGillis of Delaware hitting first. Second was Glazer of Fairfield, actually. The head of the breaststroke here will be 50 yards of the breaststroke. Excuse me, of the backstroke. Don't know why I keep saying the breaststroke. He's getting to the wall first yet again is McGillis. 57.98 is the split there. She hits the breaststroke. This seems like it's quite a lead right now being established by McGillis, who did have the best prelim time by about 2 seconds, 4:34.97. She just missed out on the A finals by about half of a second, looking to prove something here. Excuse me, not 4:34. 2:06.88. I was looking at the 500-yard free. And she is going to get to the wall here first at 1:34.53, and she's got a 50-yard free left. Second is McGerald in lane 5. Third is Bingley of Bucknell in lane 7. Fourth is Glazer of Fairfield in lane 3. It's going to take a key turn here for anybody to even come close to the Blue Hen swimmer McGillis, and wow, she is just pulling away from the crowd here. In second, in lane 5, it's going to be McGerald of Loyola still. Looks like it's going to be a toss-up for third place right now. It could be Bucknell's Bingley getting into third. Bingley does get to third. The winning time is McGillis in lane 4 at 2:03.73. Second is 2:06.42, McGerald. Third is Bingley. Fourth is Glazer. Fifth is Gallaudet of Navy. We'll give you the full rundown once we head to the podium a little bit later on. And now we head to the A finals here in the 200-yard IM. Scheinman in lane 1. Warner in lane 2 for Navy. In lane 3, Holiday of Penn. In lane 4, Safari Kova of Penn. In lane 5, she's the favorite, Renner of Bucknell. In lane 5, she's second, seated at 2:03.66 after the prelims. Samantha Guerra is in lane 6. Kelly Byrne of Bucknell is in lane 7, and Aspen Gallaudet of Navy is in lane number 8. course, as we said, it goes from near side to far side, that labeling. Scheinman to Gaudet on the far side. Of course, Navy sporting a couple different looks in the pool. Scheinman sporting the blue. Navy swimwear, the light blue, I should say. Well, maybe not light blue. Maybe we'll call it matte blue. Of course, in lane 6 for Navy, Samantha Aguirre. She is in that more electric blue, and then also Navy with a swimmer in the black on the far side of things as well. 2 Penn swimmers in lane 3 and 4. It goes Navy. Goes Navy, Navy, Penn, Penn, Bucknell, Navy, Bucknell, Navy. So 4 Navy swimmers. So they start the breaststroke here. Looks like getting to the wall first is going to be Renner of Bucknell, who this could be quite a showing. Guerra is actually in second. Right now in 6 is Safaria Kova, a very bad first 50 yards there as we head to the backstroke now. Renner of Bucknell out by about maybe a head and a neck or so right now on Aguirre of Navy, who's closing in quickly. Renner is up by 14/10 of a second. In third is Holiday of Penn. In fourth is Safaria Kova. In fifth is Byrne of Bucknell. So Bucknell could get 2 in the top 5 here potentially. Head to the breaststroke. Renner of Bucknell looks to still hold a slight advantage after the first 25 yards for Bucknell over Aguirre of Navy. This is one of her top events for Bucknell. And she heads to the freestyle portion, still in first. She gains some ground there. She's up by about a half second. 1:33.52 is the split. Aguirre is in second in lane 6. Byrne is in third for Bucknell. Bucknell has 2 in the top 3 as Kelly Byrne down up in lane number 7. Touches the wall. Renner of Bucknell pulling away from the crowd here. Safaria Kova has come out of nowhere in this freestyle run. It's going to be real close. Bucknell could get 2 in the top 3. They do. It's Renner in first for Bucknell as an East Coast Athletic Conference champion. Safaria Kova gets second for Penn. Third for Bucknell is Kelly Byrne. And I believe it was Charlotte Holiday in fourth for Penn. As we head now to event number 8, the men's 200-yard IM. Where in this heat B, it'll go Korn of Loyola, then Kubiak of Bucknell, Binder of Columbia, not Colorado. It'd be quite a long trip to the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships for Colorado, but nonetheless, it's Columbia. Kuhn of Bucknell is the top-seeded time at 1:51.52. Cormac Rouse, 1:51.94 in lane 5. In lane 6, Jack Beam of Fairfield. In lane 7, Aiden Ree of Penn. In lane 8 is Landon Will up at the top side of things. Head to the breaststroke here. Touching first is Binder of Columbia. Second is Rouse of Fairfield. And third, down here in lane number 1, is Korn of Loyola. And fourth is Kubiak of Bucknell. As they head to the backstroke portion of things. See who gets to the wall first here. As the backstroke is now over with, it's Landon of Fairfield all the way up in lane number 8 coming in first. Kubiak of Bucknell down here in lane number 2. Kuhn is in third of Bucknell. Bucknell has the top 2 of the top 3 currently. to the wall first here for Columbia's Binder again at 1:23.79. Second is still Landon up in lane number 8. Third is Kuhn of Bucknell. Fourth is Bain of Fairfield, and fifth is Kubiak. So the leader in the clubhouse right now is Binder as it comes down to the freestyle, and Bucknell making a heck of a run in the form of Kuhn right now, trying to gain ground on Binder of Columbia. It's going to go bang, bang at the wall here. We'll see who gets to it first. Bucknell's Kuhn gets to the wall first. Landon of Fairfield actually gets second. Binder ends up finishing third from Penn. It's fourth for Bain and fifth for Rouse of Fairfield. Sixth for Kubiak of Bucknell, seventh for Hathaway, and eighth for Brooker of Navy. So Navy with 6 swimmers in the heat. They get, or excuse me, this is for the next race now, with 4 swimmers in the heat. So we head now to the men's A final. Of course, finishing first was Avery Kuhn of Bucknell in that B final, coming from behind and beating out Binder and Landon of Fairfield, or I guess I should say of Columbia and Fairfield respectively, as we head now to the 200-yard IM A finals. It'll be Hathaway of Loyola. There'll be 6 swimmers for Navy and then a swimmer for Penn. So it'll be Hathaway of Loyola, Greenwood of Navy, Robinson of Navy, Aguera of Navy, Srensavan of Navy, Pattison of Navy, Brooker of Navy, and Zhang of Penn. So still announcing everybody here. Colin Zhang, of course, all the way up top in lane number 8. If you're just joining us, it goes lane 1 on the near side, lane 8 on the far side of the proceedings today. Bunch of different Navy swimmers out there from lane 2 through lane 7 are swimmers from the Naval Academy. You'll see some different bottoms and such, but nonetheless.
We will have the award ceremony for the honors.
As they start off here in the butterfly.
Award ceremony for women and men 500 women and men 200 IM after this race.
They will crown the 200 IM finals after this, so make sure you stick around. We can go through that. As we're already quickly through the backstroke here. It's a blistering pace, not quite through the backstroke, but through 25 yards of the backstroke. And we're heading on to the breaststroke. Touching the wall first is Pattison of Navy. Second is Aguera of Navy. Third is Robinson of Navy. Fourth is Greenwood of Navy. Fifth is Srensavan of Navy. Sixth is Brooker of Navy. Seventh is Hathaway of Loyola. And eighth is Zhang. Of course, the qualifying times here, Aguera was just north of the ECAC record in the pool, which was set in 2014. Robinson is in first at 1:19.67 now. Aguera's in second at 1:20.18, and third is Sorensen. Navy in the top 6 slots here, though. They are likely, on the men's side of things, certainly the projected winners. As we're in the freestyle, getting to the wall first is going to be Aguera of Navy at 1:45.22. Second will be Robinson at 1:45.89. A tie for third at 1:46.42 between 2 Naval Academy teammates in Pattison and Srensavan. Then Brooker in 6th, Greenwood in 5th of Navy. Loyola's Hathaway in 7th, and Zhang in 8th. So that'll do it for the individual medley. Navy, there's really no doubt considering they had 6 swimmers in the finals there, but Navy gets a championship from Aguera in the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships. Another one for them. So we will head to the 50 free next, so make sure you Get your bathroom break in now. We'll have a quick delay in the proceedings here. So take a break to get the swimmers ready in the pool. We'll take a quick break with them. You're watching the East Coast Athletic Conference Open Championship Friday finals here. Don't forget to join us tomorrow on Saturday for the prelims at 10 and the finals at 6, and Sunday as well. We'll be back here with the same deal. I think the times are a little bit changed, of course. As they go over these lists, listen into the public address announcer here at Kenny Torrey.
And in fifth place for the Samantha Gary. Fourth from 10, Charlotte Holiday. Third from now, Kelly Burns. In second from 10, jewelry from Olivia Sepulveda. And in 2026 ECAC champion 20207 from Bucknell, Clara
Renner getting a nice ovation from the crowd here at Kenny Torrey. As we're through the 200 IM finals here in the Friday portion of the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships.
And now the awards for the men's IM. And in place tonight from
We'll head over to the men's side of things. We listen in here for the award ceremony.
In seventh place from Loyola, Jack Appleway. In sixth from Navy, Joe Porter. Fifth from Navy, Charlie Greenwater. We have a tie for third. Both swimmers, 106.2. Navy teammates, Kevin Pattinson, James Srinivasan. In second place, 145.9 for Navy, Noah Robinson. And here we see ECAC champion 145.22. Moving top six spots for Navy is Gio.
As the champion in the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships here in the 200 IM, Stephen Aguera of the Naval Academy. It was a Naval Academy sweep, essentially. As we head now to the women's 50-yard freestyle B final, as it'll be in lane number 1, Vergara of Navy. In lane 2, Naya Lagarda. In lane 3, Gabby Jones of Loyola. In lane 4, Kyla Kelly of Bucknell, who had the best time, 24:16 in the prelims. Riley Bowman of Fairfield in lane 5, coming in second, 24:21. Victoria Mordon from Iona. Isla Bartholomew and Ashley Piacentino as the swimmers get to the podium, not the podium, not quite at least. As they get ready here. And into the pool they go. It's going to be a quick up and back here in the freestyle, and out quickly into the lead. It actually looks like down here in lane number 2, potentially, is Naya Lagarda. Bucknell hoping to get a win here in the B finals with Kyla Kelly. It's going to come down to the wire here in this one. It's obviously going to be close. Looks like the leader in the clubhouse is either going to be Kyla Kelly or in lane number 3, it's Jones, and Kelly gets to the wall first. Jones is second. Kyla Kelly at 23.80. An excellent run for her, close to that NCAA time. And second in lane number 3 was Gabby Jones. In third in lane number 1 was Vergara of Navy. In fourth, in lane number 2 was Lagarda. In fifth was, in lane number 7 was Bartholomew. Now we head to the A finals, where it'll be Alana Maxey in lane number 1 for Navy. It'll be 4 Naval Academy swimmers, a Bucknell swimmer, Rutgers swimmer, as well as a swimmer from Manhattan, the Jaspers. It'll be Maxey in lane 1, Georgia Andrew in lane 2 of Navy, Virginia Hastings of Bucknell in lane 3, Anna Lachow in lane 4 of Rutgers, Haley Robinson in lane 5 of Loyola, in lane 6 Anna Fleming of Navy, in lane 7 Jala Williamson of Manhattan, in lane 8 Valentina Fraga of Navy. Of course, thank you for joining us here to the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships. My name is Luke Smith, bringing you the action here. The whole production crew here, Kenny and Anatorum, we thank you for joining us. And of course, we appreciate all the hard work being done by everybody to put forth this event and get all of these people in here to central Pennsylvania. But it's the A finals in the 50-yard free. Lachow is the projected winner in this one, but in lane number 4 is going to be quite a lot of pressure put on her by, lane 5 by Robinson. It's going to be close, but Lachow is up big so far. Just cutting up under the water out in lane number 5 was Bauman of Fairfield. At the wall, it goes Lachow at 22.77. Then it goes Robinson at 23.18. Hastings for Bucknell is in third with 23.60. In fourth, Williamson of Manhattan at 23.69. The East Coast Athletic Conference Championship record was 22.61, so just 16/10 of a second off of that for the swimmer from Rutgers, who's here in central Pennsylvania. She also just missed out on that NCAA A time, I believe, as well. She did. It was 22.28. As we head now to the men's 50-yard free. It'll be Covington in lane 1, Balas Ament in lane 2, in lane 3, Jiang of Penn in lane 4, Kong in lane 5, Nath in lane 6, McMillan in lane 7, Dietz in lane 8 will be Coyle as they go into the water here for the B finals of the East Coast Athletic Conference Championship. Waves being made in the pool here, each individual trying to push their way through. No split down the other end. It's going to come to the wall, and touching first is Kong of Columbia at 20.71 in first, and second is Dietz of Columbia at 20.75, and third is McMillan at 20.82. It was a tie for third. Also tying for third is Jiang of Penn, so it'll be 2 and third. No fourth place finisher. Then in fifth in lane number 2 was Amant of Fairfield. As we head now to heat number 2 here of the men's 50-yard free. It'll be Brooks of Navy in lane 1, McGurk of Penn in lane 2, Abochi in lane 3 of Columbia. In lane 4 of Navy will be Henry Kane. In lane 5, Simon Thompson. In lane 6, Evan McKelvey. In lane 7 will be Colin Smith of Bucknell. In lanes 4, 5, and 6, by the way, all Naval Academy swimmers. And in lane 8 will be Truman Armstrong. At the top seeded time, 19.74. The NCAA qualifying time, 19.43. Today, the Bucknell pool record, 19.24. set in 2020 by Brownstead. As we get ready, of course, lane 1 in the near side, lane 8 in the far side. It's going to be a quick one. As everyone is going to need to be quiet here, of course, to hear the starting timer. And into the pool they go for the 50 free finals here, the A finals. Top-seeded swimmer is Kane and Thompson of Navy. Could be a battle between those two from the Naval Academy. Right now it looks like it's going to be all Kane of Navy. He's out by about a half body length over anybody else. He's going to get to the wall in 1941, and he makes the NCAA qualifying time of 1943 by 0.2 of a second. Some excited splashes in the pool from Mr. Kane of Navy. He's an East Coast Athletic Conference champion as well as an NCAA qualifier. 1977 was the second place time by his teammate, Simon Thompson of Navy. He also set an East Coast Athletic Conference record with that swim, the 1941 time, breaking the time set by himself earlier today at 1974. He set the record in the prelims. We'll head next to the 400-yard medley relay. However, we're going to listen in here as the award ceremony for the women are coming up for that 50-yard free. So tune in here with our public address announcer.
In 7 for Navy, Elena Maxey. In 6, Michigan teammate, Valentina Berga. In 5th for Navy, Anna Fleming. In 4th this evening, from Manhattan, Jenna Williamson. Third tonight, 23-16 for Virginia Payson. In 7, 23-18 for Loyola, Hillary Robinson. And ECAC champion, winning time 22-77 for Rutgers.
The East Coast Athletic Conference champion from Rutgers University in the women's 50 free, making the trek from New Jersey. As we are moving along now to our last set of events here of the evening. This Friday session has been eventful. A lot of the crowd members will be giving way here, heading out to some of the local businesses in Lewisburg to get their feet on. So here's the men's results.
In second place, 1977, Fergie Simon Thompson. And your 2026 ECAC champion, again, you leading record,
Henry Kane of Navy is the East Coast Athletic Conference champion and also an NCAA qualifier by the skin of his teeth, 0.2 of a second. But it doesn't matter as long as you get the time, and he did it here at the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships, also breaking his own record that he set earlier today. He had a 19.74 second swim in the 50 free in the prelims, and he went 19.41 in the finals. What a better time to do it than then, as we will get ready for the 400 medley relay coming up here. As I said, it'll be the last event of the day. There's only an A final in the women's. There will be a B final and an A final in the men's. But we will take a quick break here while we get ready for that. From the pool at Kinney Natatorium, thanks for joining us on the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships. We'll be back with the exciting conclusion here of this relay in just a moment. Well, since we've got a moment before teams start taking the deck here for the medley relay, the 400-yard medley relay for that matter, be 100 yards apiece, 4 lengths up and back, starting with the Iona team that's in lane number 3. It'll be a team of Holsey, Baker, Hangesbach, Waring. For Navy, it'll be Scheinman, Barnard, Yang, and Aguera. For Penn, it'll be Holiday, Pesci, Zhang, and Safariakova. For Manhattan, it will be El Finide, Fontes, Williamson, and Horvatova. That'll be lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Only 4 will be out there right now, so it'll be a little bit easier to follow along with, of course. The lead swimmer for each team in lane 3 will be Julia Holsey. In lane 4, it'll be Jackie Scheinman. In lane 5, it'll be Charlotte Holiday. In lane 6, it'll be Ella Finide. And of course, this Penn team, or excuse me, this Navy team is the top-ranked time at 3:49.09. And actually, Iona, nope, it is Navy, yep. And then Penn is the second team at 3:49.09. And that'll be Holiday swimming first. The Jaspers and the Gales were probably going to be battling each other out for 3rd and 4th place, and it'll be Navy versus Penn, as they both had pretty close races in the preliminary matchups earlier on today. For your information back at home, the ECAC record, of course, here is 3:42.93. They'd have to shave about 6 seconds off of that time to set any records. The NCAA A time all the way down at 3:30.89. As the crowd's starting to thin out here, but a nice crowd. Norwich University, of course. Saw them earlier on in attendance here today. Kind of give you a full list. Still getting ready here, Kinney Natatorium, so let you listen into the ambiance here as it's a exciting event, first time being held, as we said, here in Lewisburg, and in Lewisburg in general, but specifically at Bucknell University. Bucknell has won the not to be confused with the East Coast Athletic Conference. Bucknell won the East Coast Conference quite a bit back in the day, if you can see some of those banners maybe potentially hanging here. Bucknell actually were the national champions in swimming and diving in '64 in the NCAA college division back in the day when you had the university division and the college division. Probably had to beat out some heavyweights, like Gettysburg College, of course. Nonetheless, trying to get the team scores for you here as quickly as I can. See if we can get those out to you here before the IM finals. Excuse me, the medley finals. Already just did the IM finals. Still getting ready here for the medley relay, the 400-yard medley relay. Just be one heat of the women's side of things. There will be 2 heats for the men to be in the A finals. The men will have a full board for the A finals with 8 teams taking part. Women will just have the 4 teams. As we said, it'll be Iona. We'll go over the swimmers here in a moment. The Naval Academy in lane 4. Lane 5 is Penn. It'll really be a matchup mostly between lane 4 and lane 5, as those 2 teams coming in the prelims about a second off of one another. So the crowd thinned out a bit here, but still a pretty good crowd here in the auditorium. Everyone's faithful out here. Quite a lot of banners up on the far side of things. Obviously, we've heard from Loyola already today. We've heard from Navy quite a bit today. Manhattan also getting in the swing of things a little bit earlier on in the 50 free as well. That actually might have been in the 200 IM. Iona is here. Norwich University is here. Saw a couple swimmers from there as well. But a lot of Naval Academy swimmers here. Also Penn, Columbia, a couple Rutgers swimmers. Kind of from all over the place here in day number 1. Oh, can't forget Fairfield in Connecticut as well, making the trek down from Connecticut, likely on 83, I'd have to assume. Gotta hate that drive, but nonetheless. Harvard, of course, got a big win earlier on as well in the 500-yard free with Caroline Dare. She's an East Coast Athletic Conference champion. In the 50 free, only one NCAA qualifying time thus far. There have been a couple East Coast Athletic Conference records set. However, the most important is the NCAA qualifying time just hit in the men's 50-yard free. Henry Kane, not Matt Kane, former pitcher for the Giants. Henry Kane of the Naval Academy is now the East Coast Athletic Conference all-time champion. with a 19:41 swim in the 50-yard free. Didn't quite get the Bucknell pool record, but he did get NCAA qualifying time, so I think he'll be okay with that. As the teams here in the women's 400 medley relay final taking the deck. As there's just the A final, as we said, just 4 teams. In lane 3 for Iona, it'll be Holsey, Baker, Angesbach, Waring. For Navy in lane 4, the favorite, Scheinman, Barnard, Yang, Agera. In lane 5 for Penn, just behind about half of a second, is Holiday, Pesci, Zhang, and Safariakova. In lane 6 for the Jaspers, Finide, Fontes, Williamson, and Vitova. As we head now to the championship finals. Swimming first in lane 3 will be Holsey of Iona. In lane 4 it'll be Scheinman of Navy. In lane 5 it'll be Holiday of Penn. In lane 6 it'll be Finide of Manhattan. As we get ready to go here. As the swimmers getting ready here to cast off for the 400 medley relay. And away they go. Of course, there's a couple disqualifications in this earlier on today in the men's event. Bucknell men had a couple relays that were disqualified, but ended up being fine. Nothing looked fishy there. In the start here with the backstroke. Swimming the backstroke for Navy is Scheinman, Holiday for Penn, Finide for Iona, Holsey for Iona, excuse me. It was actually Finide for Manhattan. And first is Penn coming out quickly, and Navy, then Iona and Manhattan. Pretty big lead here for Penn to start things. They're off to a blistering start. But Navy, of course, with some fast swimmers when it comes to the sprints. Hopping into the pool second for Penn first with a 56-25 split. For Navy, 54-74 for Penn. Second swimmer in the pool to swim the breaststroke. Baker for Iona, Barnard of Navy, Pesci of Penn, and Fontes of Manhattan. Penn still out in front here. Let's get to the breaststroke. However, Navy closing rather quickly. As we'll go up and back one more time here in the breaststroke. Navy has overtaken Manhattan, or excuse me, as Penn. Barnard has overtaken Pesci of Penn. It also looks like Manhattan is down to Iona. Iona's in the 3rd place slot right now. Navy in the breaststroke. What an excellent swim here by Barnard of Navy, as she's given them the lead. As Navy into the pool now for the butterfly. Well out in front by a near, probably about 3 body lengths, maybe 2 here right now for the Naval Academy 3rd swimmer, which is Georgia Yang. Swimming the butterfly, it's Ruitoing Zhang swimming the butterfly for Penn. Jayla Williamson swimming the butterfly for Manhattan. And Hengesbach swimming the butterfly for Iona. A little bit less of an advantage here. A good job of catching up by Rutoing Zhang of Penn here has cut into that deficit just a little bit. It looks like it is still Iona in third in the pool for Iona right now. It's Hangesbach and Williamson in the pool for Manhattan as the final swimmer in for the final 100 yards in the freestyle. Into the pool for Navy with Samantha Aguera. Into the pool is Safaria Kova for Penn, who just got second in the 50 free. And right now, no ground being given up by Aguera of Navy. Iona still in third. It's Waring in the pool for Iona. It's Horvatova in the pool for Manhattan, rounding out that top four. As we head now to the final turn and the final 25 yards, Navy in the 400 medley relay, looking like they're going to take this one easily, as Samantha Aguera looking to bring home another East Coast Athletic Conference championship here for Navy. And she does in 3:43.46, just missing out on the East Coast Athletic Conference record. 3:45.56 is Penn in lane 5 and second. Iona touching first in lane 3 in a sub 4 minute time. And Manhattan's going to finish just over the 4 minute mark at 4:05.18. So 1 goes to Navy, 2 goes to Penn, 3 goes to Iona, and 4 to the Manhattan Jaspers. Although it actually looks like Manhattan might have been disqualified in the instance for some sort of there's a D up there. So we might only have 3 finishers there in the women's 400 medley relay finals. Swimmers are still in the pool here as they hop their way out now finally, as we'll head to the men's B finals to start here. Just going to be 2 swimmers, 2 teams in the pool, 8 swimmers. As we head down here, I think it's Houghton University that's here, H-O-U-G-H-T-O-N. They will be swimming in the 4 slot. And in the 5 slot for the Merchant Marine Academy, it'll be for Houghton, Emerson, Hand, Pizer, and Walsh, Miel, Retta, Hedstrom, and Cregan in the 400-yard medley relay here, as we'll, of course, start with the backstroke. In the B finals and the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships here at Kinney Natatorium in Bucknell. Day 1, make sure you join us tomorrow. And Sunday, of course, too, here at Bucknell, the first time they are hosting the championships here. Swimming the backstroke is Emerson of Houghton and Neal of the Merchant Marine Academy. Excuse me. As he touches in 25:57 for Houghton, 27:06, the Merchant Marine Academy. Some of the only D3 schools to gain East Coast Athletic Conference qualifying times here. As now into the pool, swim the breaststroke. Is in first, it's still Houghton. Second, Merchant Marine Academy. Swimming the breaststroke for each team. Brady Hand in lane 4 and lane 5 will be Tim Rita. Houghton getting quite an advantage here thus far. It's getting to the wall in 1:20.69. Halfway through the breaststroke. It's Houghton, the Eagles. Merchant Marine Academy about 3 seconds behind. As we're heading into the final final 25 yards of the breaststroke. We'll head to the butterfly next, and we'll finish it out with the freestyle. Still got the A finals to go, so make sure you stick around. as into the pool for the third swimmer. For Houghton is Sam Pizer. For the Merchant Marine Academy is Hedstrom. Lane 5 is Merchant Marine. Lane 4 is Houghton for anybody following along at home. In the butterfly, an excellent swim here for Pizer so far, as it's halfway through the butterfly at 2:16:31. It's been a long day. A lot of athletics here at Bucknell today. Baseball game earlier on as well. Houghton still leading here in the B finals, as Sam Pizer swimming the butterfly and gaining ground. The third swimmer for Merchant Marine, Hedstrom, trying to gain a little bit back, and now we'll head to the final 100 yards. It'll be the freestyle now to be swam by Alexander Walsh for Houghton, and for the Merchant Marine Academy, James Cregan. We'll have 4 lengths of the pool here. The officials conferring something here on the deck right now. Nothing in, but touching it first at 3:07:07. And then 3:12:79 in lane 5. As we said, the swimmer who's finishing things off for each team, Alexander Walsh in lane 4. And in lane 5, it's James Cregan. And it's going to be an easy win here in the B finals. It's getting to the wall at 3:32:22. The Houghton Eagles. Merchant Marine gets there in 3:39:95. So now we will head to our final heat of our final event of the day, as all the teams get to attention here. It'll be the men's 400-yard medley relay. It'll be Manhattan in lane 1. Swimming for Manhattan, Cartagena, Garvey, Harding, Earhart. In lane 2, for the Bearcats, it will be Gurung, Vasselcom, Vangersh, and Vasquez. For Loyola, it'll be Hayburn, Hathaway, Nurek, and Shakini. For Penn, it will be Armstrong, Zhang, McGurk, and Jiang. They have the best time. They have the second best qualifying time from the prelims. Loyola, the third lane, has the best time of 3:20:90. Of course, no one probably going to break any of the ECAC or the NCAA finishing times here today. As we head now to lane 5, it'll be Bucknell. It'll be Avery Kuhn for Bucknell, followed by Finn Lukens, C.J. Meyer, and William Harpster. Then for Navy in lane 6, Mendoza, Aiden, Brooks, and Aguirre. Then in lane number 7 will be Bilo, Adliansky, Clark, and Riandu. And then for Iona, it'll be Malave, Reali, Summers, and Nicola Ray, as we will start with 100 yards of the backstroke to be swam by Cartagena in lane 1, Gurung in lane 2, Hayburn in lane 3, Armstrong in lane 4, Kuhn in lane 5, as we quiet here. Don't want to be shouting. For the start of the race, in lane 6, Mendoza. In lane 7, Bilo. In lane 8 will be Iona. For Iona, will be Malave. As we said, the top qualifying time in the prelims is actually in lane 3 here for Loyola, as we're off to a blistering start in the first 50 yards of the backstroke. Loyola coming in first, Navy in lane 6 and second, Penn in third in lane 4, and Bucknell in 5th in lane 5. Loyola in with a split of 21:59, I believe it was. Swimming for Loyola is Hayburn. Hayburn off to a great swim in the backstroke. Also a great swim in lane 6 was Mendoza. Now into the pool for Loyola is Hathaway. For Penn, it's Zhang in lane 4. For Bucknell in lane 5, it's Lukens. For Penn in lane 6, it's Ayton. For Wickham in lane 7, it's Adliansky. In lane 8, it's Riley of Iona. In lane 1, it's Garvey of Manhattan. Of course, forgot to mention them as we head to the breaststroke. That's what they're swimming here. And a split there for Loyola halfway through the breaststroke of 1:10:30. Navy still in second, Penn in third, Bucknell still in fourth. So things all the same here. Loyola off to a great start. Navy is in second, but this Loyola relay, as they look to win both of the relays here today, the Loyola men. Getting to the wall first, Loyola in 1:39.32, but just behind them is Navy in 1:39.49, 17/10 of a second. It's 1 and 2. Penn is in third, and Bucknell is in a distant fourth place right now. The third swimmer into the pool for Loyola is Nurick. For Navy, it's Brooks. For Penn, it's McGurk. For Bucknell, it's Meyer. So once again, Navy Navy actually flipping the script in the butterfly. They're in first now, getting to the wall. Loyola about almost a full second behind them. What a job there by the Naval Academy swimmer Andre Brooks to make up so much ground in the butterfly. As it's going to come down to the freestyle here, Loyola trailing by just a little bit on this third lane. It was Nurick who couldn't gain any ground, and now we head to the 100 yards of the freestyle here, and Navy is out in front leading it. Loyola's going to have to make up some ground if they want to get the title here. It's Cecchini in the pool for Loyola. For Navy, it's Stephen Aguirre, who just won, or who just was part of a team earlier that won. Now driving their way up to the wall for the last time, up and back. Navy in lane number 6, way out in front of everybody here. And the Naval Academy is going to pick up the win. And wow, they come so close to picking up an East Coast Athletic Conference record. They actually might pick up the Bucknell pool record. No, they're off the Bucknell pool record by 0.2 of a second. Navy finishes in first. Loyola finishes second. Penn is in third in lane 4. Bucknell is in fourth in lane 5. In fifth, Hartwick, in lane 7. In sixth are the Bearcats of Binghamton. And seventh is Iona in lane 8, and the Jaspers finish 8th in lane number 8. As the ECAC champions, once again, will be the Naval Academy. An excellent back half of that medley relay for Navy really did things for them there. Their butterfly, which was exceptional, the third leg was swam by Andre Brooks, and then Stephen Aguirre made no mistake with the lead that Brooks gave him. But really, if you look back at that race, Loyola leading for a good chunk of it. And then, of course, Bucknell not finishing where they would have liked. They did have one of the top times with 3:23.81 in the event. So we head over to the podium ceremony here. Listening to the public address announcements here. East Coast Athletic Conference champion in the 400 women's medley relay is the Naval Academy, led by the team of Scheinman, Barnard, Yang, and Aguirre. They win the East Coast Athletic Conference championship for their midshipmen team. And of course, we have one more award ceremony now with the men showing up next. We'll have a full 8 most likely to the podium. Actually, I guess a full couple. been an exciting day on day number 1 here in Lewisburg from the East Coast Athletic Conference Championships. Seen a lot of excellent runs. We've seen an NCAA qualifier today, a couple East Coast Athletic Conference Championship records go down. Henry Kane did qualify for the NCAA tournament as well in swimming. As we head down for the men's. 3rd place.
In second place this evening, 3:12.60.
By Penn, Loyola finishing in 2nd. The team of Hayburn, Hathaway, Nurick, and Shakini. And the East Coast Athletic Conference champions you'll hear in just a moment is the Naval Academy. The team of Mendoza, Aiden, Brooks, and Aguirre come back to defeat Loyola and win the title in the 400-yard medley relay. Well, it's been an exciting day here in Katy Nantucket. Make sure you join us tomorrow for the prelims at 10 a.m. There'll be no announcing in that one, but I will be back with you tomorrow in the evening at 6 p.m. for day 2 of the East Coast Athletic Conference Finals for everybody here in our Bison Vision production crew. My name is Luke Smith. We thank you for joining us here today. We hope you have a safe evening and you can make it back tomorrow to our YouTube channel to check out the action here in Lewisburg. Signing off, Luke Smith once again. See you tomorrow, 10 a.m. sharp.